His soul overflowed
We are
with
live in the
ardent
sea.
affections,
Mr. Sun's
and his friendship
Jesus
was of that
Christ,
devoted
what's going
and
on?
wondrous nature that
Matthew's
the world
copying
mind
the
did
test.
teach us to look for only in the imagination.
Little cheating
But even human sympathies were not
Hello,
sufficient to satisfy his eager mind. The scenery of external nature, which others regard only with admiration,
yeah.
he loved with ardor. Quote, the sounding cataract haunted him like a passion. The tall rock, the mountain, and the deep gloomy
Wake up,
their colors and their forms were then
Jackie
to
Chan.
him an appetite, a feeling, and a love that had no need
Kung Pao
of
chicken.
or charmed by thoughts supplied or any interest unborrowed from the eye.
Chilling as shit.
End quote.
In this
Wordsworth's Tintern Abbey.
What does that say?
And where does he now exist?
William.
Is this gentle and lovely being lost forever? Has this mind so replete with ideas, imaginations fanciful and magnificent,
William.
which formed a world whose existence depended on the life of its creator?
Yeah.
Has this mind perished? Does it now
Goddamn
only
self,
exist
every
in my memory?
Look.
No,
Whoa, goddamn.
it is not thus. Your form
We're
so
reading about you,
divinely
nigga.
wrought and beaming with beauty has
Fucking throw up
decayed,
an F.
but your spirit still visits
bitch.
and consoles your unhappy friend. Pardon this gush of sorrow. These ineffectual
What's up, guys?
words
We
are
haven't made an episode lately.
but a slight tribute to the unexampled worth of
It's been a
Henry.
couple weeks.
But they soothe my heart,
It's been a rough week. That comes.
overflowing with the anguish
It's barely
which
Monday,
his
but it's been a
remembrance
rough week.
creates. I will proceed. Beyond Cologne, we descended to the plains of Holland.
Fucking stressed.
We resolved to post the remainder of our way,
So
for the
today I
wind
have to
was
go to
contrary.
Powell's.
The stream of the river
Little fucking
was
kids.
too gentle to aid us.
here.
Our journey here lost the interest arising from beautiful scenery.
Faces.
But we arrived in a few days at Rotterdam, whence we proceeded by sea to England. It was on a clear morning, in the latter days of December, that I first saw the white cliffs of Britain.
That's the new track.
The banks of the Thames presented a new scene. They were flat but fertile, and almost every town was marked by the remembrance of some story. We saw Tilbury Fort, and remembered the Spanish
You
Armada,
got the F in
Gravesend, Woolwich,
No,
and Greenwich. Places which I had
Maggie's
heard
parents
of
beat him for
even in
getting
my
bad
country.
grades.
At length, we saw the
They hit him with a
numerous
salad over
steeples
his
of
head.
London,
That's why the motherfucker never grew.
St. Paul's towering above them all, and the Tower, famed in English history.
This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information, please visit LibriVox.blogsom.com.
Blogsam?
This reading by Megan Jane Daniels Suiyasu. Frankenstein
Bitches.
by Mary Shelley.
Cousin or what?
Chapter
So Jansson?
19.
No, you're not going to be tested on the spelling of the last name.
That's pretty hard. Phil
Was
Jensen.
with me as secondary. This is a LibriVox recording.
Check it out,
All
guys.
LibriVox recordings are in the public
Got
domain.
the Kanye's
For
going.
more information, please visit LibriVox.blogsom.com.
Mohawk.
This reading by Megan
Yeah,
Jane
big
Daniels
bitches.
Suiyasu. Frankenstein
This artwork was
by
done by
Mary
Perla.
Shelley. Chapter 19. London was our present point of rest. We determined to remain several months in this wonderful and celebrated city.
This is the
Global
lovely
desired the
castle.
intercourse of the men of genius and talent who flourished at this time. But this was with me a secondary object. I was principally occupied with the means of obtaining the information
say a couple
necessary
words of
for
wisdom?
the completion of my promise,
Some words of
and
wisdom.
quickly availed myself of the letters of
words of the day.
introduction that I had brought with me, addressed to the
Word of
most
the day.
distinguished natural philosophers. If
Floozy.
this journey had taken place during my days of
Another
study
word
and happiness,
for
it would have
a
afforded me inexpressible
Or-
pleasure.
A whore.
But a blight had
Or-
come over my existence, and I only visited
Escape.
these people for the
Or
sake of the
a prostitute.
information they
Or-
might give me on the
Why the
subject
fuck
in
did I
which my
close my eyes when I
interest
said
was so
or?
terribly profound. Company was irksome to me. When
I don't
alone,
even know.
I could fill my mind with the sights of heaven and earth.
Yeah. My best
The
friend is
voice of
Natasha
Henry soothed
Prado.
me, and I
Francisco
could
Prado.
thus cheat myself
Gross.
into a transitory
He has
peace.
a
But busy,
cock.
uninterested, joyous faces brought back
And,
despair to my heart.
Yeah.
I saw an
If you wanna get
insurmountable
fucked,
barrier
just
placed
call him.
between me and
His
my
number
fellow
is-
men.
Hold on.
This barrier was sealed with the blood of William and Justine, and to reflect on the events connected
It's my
with those
motherfucking phone.
names
Business
filled my
phone.
soul with anguish.
We
But
don't play
in
no
Clerval,
games.
I saw
In
the
the
image of
South
my
Side?
former self. He was inquisitive and anxious to gain experience and
Prado,
instruction.
Prado.
The difference of
Okay,
manners
his
which he
number is
observed was to him an
972
inexhaustible source of instruction and
891
amusement.
0206.
He was also pursuing an object he had long had in view.
Repeat.
His design was to
Look,
visit
there's
India,
his number.
in the belief that
Get
he
it.
had in his knowledge of
Get it
its
down.
various languages,
Take a picture.
and in the views he had taken of its society,
Upload.
the means of materially assisting the progress of European colonization
You can't
and
get it?
trade. In Britain only
again,
could he further the execution of his
972
plan. He was forever
891
busy, and the only check to his enjoyments was mine so and
0206.
dejected mind.
For y'all that can read lips.
I tried to conceal this as much as possible, that I might not debar him from the pleasures natural to one who
That
was
bitch is all up
entering
on
on
my
a new
mouth.
scene of life, undisturbed by any care or bitter recollection. I often
damn.
refused to accompany him, alleging another engagement,
Alright, I'm gonna end this
that I
video.
might remain